Hey, this is Greg McAfee, and welcome to the Greg McAfee Show. Now let's get started. Hey, welcome back to the Greg McAfee Show, where we discuss steps to successful entrepreneurship, how to take your business to new heights, and ultimately follow your dreams. Now, folks, if you haven't noticed, I haven't been around for a while. We've run some reruns and a couple highlights, and I had my left knee full replacement done a few weeks back, and just getting back at it. Been working part-time, 40 hours a week instead of 80. Just kidding. But I've been working part-time and trying to get back into gear, but it just swells up and basically aggravates me more than anything. But we're getting there, so that's a good thing. So today it is Saturday, and we had a company meeting today, this morning, and it was probably one of the best company meetings, I think, over the years. Many meetings. I decided to go ahead and talk a little bit about what I spoke on. We call it TWG, Time with Greg. So part of the meeting today, about 30 to 40 minutes, was me talking about this subject, which I'm going to share today. And today, now this can be for you, the business owner, to share maybe some of your ideas of success with your team. Or if you're not a business owner and you work for someone, this is good to know, folks. Some of it is not talked about. Some of it is not shared. Some of it is not taught. And especially in the younger generation today, and some of my younger generation on my team admitted that today. They said, we don't hear this. We weren't taught this. So it's just good stuff. Is that fair? Okay, so we'll get started. So how to be more successful in your company, where you work. Let's just title it that. Okay, number one is have integrity. Tell the truth. Don't cover things up. Don't gossip. Don't cheat. Do the best job you can, and don't cut corners. And I talked about this morning, my in-laws, who are no longer with us, but they tell a story years ago about a house they owned where someone had put in flooring, but when they moved the stove, the oven, behind it, they had cut corners and not went back all the way to the wall. So in that household, it was called don't cut corners, go all the way to the wall. So don't cut corners in what you do. Go all the way, do it right, even when no one's looking, and even in places where no one will see. Do it right. Number two is continue learning. It's called constant learning. You never get done learning. What do you need to know to do your job better? And I had a meeting with my customer service team last week, just a quick get together, powwow, we call it. And I told them, I said, I've heard through the thread of the company, the grapevine, that some of you do not know how to do this or do that. And I said, what's holding you back from learning? It's almost what you do every day. It's just a little bit different. Why aren't you learning that so you have more value to the company? So I talked about that today. Constant learning, ask questions, watch videos, read, spend some time practicing. And that's something we don't do as adults in our work, is practice. Every sport I've played, it requires practice. And practice makes you better. So why don't we practice what we do at work? It's beyond me. Role play, practice, get better. And number three is know our expectations and then exceed them. So if you work for a company, you should know their expectations, and then you should go above and beyond the expectations. Answer the phone first. Put the sign in the yard when you get there so you don't forget. Plant a seed in a customer's mind, which leads to a lead. Look professional. Follow through. Go above and beyond. Follow the leader. Have a mentor. Be a leader. It's very important. Know your expectations. And if the company hasn't taught you or told you their expectations, ask. What exactly is your expectation for me in my position? And then again, exceed it. Beat it. And number 4 is be confident. Be confident with the coworkers, supervisors, customers. Know what you do and then do it well. And don't hide from it. Don't cover it up. Be confident about it. And number 5 is be a problem solver. Don't just identify problems. Anybody can identify problems. Anybody can sit around and complain about something that it's a problem. But when you start solving problems, you make a difference. Your value goes up. And it takes self-sufficiency, it takes self-judgment, and it helps the entire team when you start solving problems. It's not the job. It's not just the job of the owner or the president or the general manager to solve problems. It's your job to solve problems. You see them first. You're on the front line sometimes. Solve the problem. Fix it. Again, all this is to help your value go up. When you increase your value, you increase your pay. And number 6, which I put, there's a bonus for this one, put others first. We live in a world today which the younger generation of my company agreed this morning that it's all about me. And when you put others first and you walk in their shoes for a day or two, you quit worrying about yourself and your problems, and you're more concerned about their problems. And like Zig Ziglar said, you can get anything you want out of life if you help enough people get what they want. So help other people get what they want, and you'll get anything you want. It's just how it works. And one of my team members, who's probably 21, 22, 23, somewhere in there, he said a lot of times these younger guys like me come in and expect more pay and expect more of this and more of that before they earn it. And I asked him, I said, why do you think that is? And they said, it's just how we were raised. We feel we deserve it. So he said, I've learned that if I do more, I get more. If I become more valuable, I get more. So as a company owner, you have to prove that to a younger generation maybe. All right, and then speak up. By the way, let's go back. Put others first. I want to show you a video. It moved me when I watched this video. It moved me. There's no words. It's just music. And this lady in the chair who's getting her hair shaved has cancer. And let me show you how the barbers put themselves in her mindset. So let's watch this. What can I say to that? I mean, that's powerful. When you start thinking more about others than yourself, that's how it makes you feel. Right there. That's powerful. Okay, let's go on to speak up. Number 7, speak up. Confidently share your ideas with supervisors, demonstrating that you are thinking. You know, if you have an idea, bring it up. It's called thinking. It's called a thought. And your employer wants to know your thinking and about things and how to make them better. So speak up. Share your ideas. If something's not going right, share it to the right person. Don't just vent or don't just gossip about it. Again, you know, it goes back to be a problem solver. All right, number 8, be dependable. And this goes beyond saying, but I can tell you at McAfee, dependable people work here. When we hire someone and they miss more days in, let's say, 2 months than the majority of my company have missed in 2 years, that's a red flag. They're probably not going to work. It's just a red flag. They're not going to work because we know in our seasonal business, it's very important to be here. And we also know at McAfee, we run a lean operation. It's lean. So if you're not here, someone's going to have to pick up the pieces. And nobody wants to have that. So that doesn't mean we never get sick. That doesn't mean our kids never get sick. That doesn't mean our babysitter doesn't cancel or anything like that. But we do our best to be here often. It's being dependable. And my team is very dependable. I'll just tell you that. I'm proud of them. I told them that today. Very dependable. Number 9, be consistent. Be consistent in your mood. Be consistent in your work. Be consistent in your attitude. And be consistent in how you look. Okay? We know everybody's going to have a bad day here and there, but for the most part, you got to be consistent. You know, we have to depend on you, remember? And we got to depend on you to be consistent. So if you treat people a certain way all the time, then all of a sudden you're hit and miss on how you treat people. That's not going to work too well. And so be consistent and look nice. Look the best you can going to that door. It matters. And number 10, don't get stuck in the muck of failure. And the only illustration I can give of muck is we were on a night hike in the Marine Corps, and it was pitch black. You could not see your hand in front of your face, and you had to hold on to the guy in front of you's backpack to stay on course. And somewhere along the way, somebody let go of a backpack and got off the trail that we were on and got down into the muck of probably 6 to 8 inches of pure mud. And we got into that, and it was just a mess because your foot, your shoe, your boots got sunk in that muck, and it was terrible. We finally got back on course, but I'll tell you what, we spent hours cleaning our boots. Okay. So what did that have to do with that? Don't get stuck in the muck of failure. Everybody fails. Everybody messes up. Don't have so much pride that you can't face anybody again because you messed up or you failed. You know, failure is a sign of you're doing something. So keep doing things, but learn from your failure and move on. Don't get stuck in it. Number 11, manage your time well. We all have 24 hours in a day, and we all average somewhere around 8 to 10 hours at work. And manage it well. Set a goal to get more done than yesterday. Every day. I mean, who comes in and goes, my goal is to do less than I did yesterday? I just always want to do more. Push yourself to do more. You're worth more when you do that. And number 12, volunteer for extra time or extra work. Well, that's another bonus, because it's rare today. I mean, again, we run a seasonal business. When it's hot or cold, we're extremely busy and we need all hands on deck all 24/7. So we need volunteers. We need someone to say, hey, I'll work over, or hey, I'll work my day off, or hey, let me come in on Saturday and knock some things out. You're worth more. It brings a lot of value to you and the company, and it helps the company. All right, number 13, track your success. This is very important because if an employee comes to us and says, I just think I need a raise. Well, tell me why you need a raise. Well, I've done more, working harder than I did last year. Okay, show me your documentation on just what you've done differently this year than last year. Well, I don't have any documentation. Well, if it's not important to you, it's not important to us. So I'm sorry, but until you have some documentation, this is the only increase you're going to get right here. Might be 2%, but you had an opportunity to maybe make 5 or 6% more, but you didn't show us what you did. So if it's not important to you, not important to us. You say, Greg, that's harsh. Yeah, it is. It's called life. Get over it. It's called life. Okay, when you do these types of things, we had someone the other day bring in a letter, handed it to me, and said, here's why I'm worth more, and had an entire list, and they presented a great case. We went through line item per line item and negotiated this, and this, and came up with an increase and win, and we both walked out happy campers, okay? But that wowed me. Okay. Number 14, know your company's culture. Okay. If you're in a relationship and you go to your I'm going to say married relationship, and you go to your spouse's Thanksgiving or your spouse's Christmas, it only takes one holiday for you to understand what their culture is and how they open presents or what they eat for Thanksgiving or how they carve the turkey or anything like that. It only takes you one holiday to get that. Now, the next season, the next time that holiday comes around, you'll know exactly what their culture is and how they do things. It's the same way in a business. It's our culture. It's how we do things. It's the personality stamp of a business. And get to know it. Don't come in here and try to change it. And don't come in here and not adapt to it, or you're not going to fit. You're definitely not going to fit. You're not going to work out, and you're going to be without a job soon, or you're going to be miserable every day. So get to know your culture and then adapt to it and then demonstrate it. And you're worth more. And it's a much, much, much more pleasant place to work. Number 15, be growing, be learning, and be innovative. Okay? You're not going to go far in any company today if you're not wanting to grow, learn, and be innovative. That is not just a resume from an owner. That should be your resume for who you work for. And number 16, another bonus, know the competition. Know your competition. It's not just the owner's responsibility to know the competition. No matter what you do in a company, you should know the top 3 competitors of your company, the top 3. You should know a little bit about them, just what size they are. You should know what they sell, what they do. Know your competition. It's important. If you're a salesperson or a comfort advisor or whatever, you need to know more than 3 because you're going to go up against different people periodically. And you should know exactly what they sell and exactly how they do things and if they install correctly or service correctly. So there's much more to that. So those are 16 things that will make you more successful in your company than you have been previously or presently. So think about those things, ponder them, practice them, and you're going to make a lot more money. You're going to be happier where you work, and your value is going to shoot up where managers now come to you and say, hey, what do you think about this? Or what's your opinion on this? Your value goes up, okay? Just trying to help you be worth more. So before we wrap up, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe below. You can also support this podcast by rating and reviewing on iTunes or your preferred listening platform. Keep listening. I'll keep challenging you to be better, to be more of value, and to run your business much smoother. And as always, sleep better at night. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Greg McAfee Show. No spaces, no underscores. Be sure to tune in next week when we continue to talk more business and more challenges, how to make you better, how to make you worth more. Thanks for listening. And as always, carry on. God bless and have a great day.